since I went away. I knew that I'd be back someday. I hope it's not too late for me. I'm ready now to lose my foolish pride. I'm coming home to your love. I'm coming home.
Happy New Year's and welcome to the Rowdy Winter Street Stocks race number 2. Today we're here at the Colorado National Speedway for the Colorado Chevy Dealers 200. On this cloudy and cold New Year's Day here in Erie, Colorado, these 28 drivers are ready and set for the second ever Winter Street Stocks race. But before we get started, let's take a look at our starting lineup. So on the pole are Brandon Carruthers and Exzel Jordan Stout. Row 2, Matthew Hill and John McFadden. Row 3, John Fredrickson and Matthew Burnett. Row 4, TS Media taking over for Joe T and Jason Albert. Row 5, Random J and Trey Smith. Row 6, Johnny Hernandez and Dan Mattiello. Row 7, Ryan Wilson and Hoodlum. Row 8, Kellen Baker and Brendan Beal. Row 9, Richard Herman and Brad Ream taking over for Dan DJ. Row 10, Sean Ard and Argan Scott. Row 11, Herbert Solman and last week's winner, Devin Payment. Row 12, Keyshawn Richardson and Ryan Benjamin. Row 13, Alex Casstevens and Owen Miles. And finally, row 14, Nathan Baird and David Johnson. Taking a look at the track info here for today, we're going to go 60 laps on this 3.85 mile long short track. Go 6 to 12 degrees of banking. And as for the water here in Erie, Colorado, 43 degrees Fahrenheit with 6 miles per hour towards the northeast. And now it is time for the starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Hope everyone's having a happy and safe New Year's, as we got a problem for the 48 car, Jason Albert. And already he's coming down pit road during the pace laps. Currently we're not really sure what the issue is on that car. Could potentially put Jason Albert a lap down already before the race even begins. And as the green pace car comes down pit road, we're under green here in Colorado. Oh, Solomon gets turned in front of the field. He's going to go back up onto the track. Oh, huge wreck already here in turn number 1. Keyshawn Richardson, I think Alex Casstevens got some damage. Hoodlum around in the pits as we're already under caution. Good grief, this is just lap 1 on the first turn, and this is definitely a big sigh of relief there for Jason Albert. As he gets right in front of the leaders, he will stay on the lead lap. We're going to take a look at what happened to cause this massive wreck. So all this started before the field even took the green flag off turn number 4. So pace car goes down the grass, and it looks like, oh, Keyshawn Richardson got into Herbert Solman, just turned him into the grass, and then the 47 goes right back up to the field, collecting a bunch of cars there. On board the 47 here. He did a good job of saving it, but him going back up to the field may have not been the smartest decision. What was he thinking there? On board with Owen Miles. Yeah, pretty much nowhere for him to go. Ryan Benjamin and Sean Ard have damage. On board with Devin Payment here. He either got a little bit of damage and Hoodlum bounces off that pit road wall. And going back to the track, Jordan Stout currently has the lead. As we're already under caution here in Colorado. We'll be back with you guys after this. Welcome back to the Rowdy Winter Street Stocks here from Colorado National Speedway. We're about to go back green after a multi-car incident on lap number 1 of the 60-lap race. Currently Jordan Stout, Brandon Carruthers, and John McFadden make up the top 3. And as pace car goes back down to the grass, we're back on the green here in Colorado. In trouble already again, we got David Johnson and Nathan Baird in the wall. Caution back out again as there's heavy rear end damage on that 23 car. Meanwhile, 3 wide in front of the field. John McFadden in the middle as Jordan Stout leads lap number 7. Carruthers will assume the second place spot. Is now going to take a look at what happened this time to cause our second caution of the day already. So again, right before the field took the green flag, or maybe just as the field took the green flag, took the 87, got into the 23 and just hooked them into the wall. Again, heavy rear end damage to the back of that 23 car is on board with Hebert here. Yeah, just tapped him and turned him. The wall, the 87 car also suffered a little bit of damage there. Sean Ard also got some damage as well from that. Currently, Johnson and Baird are some of the last cars on the lead lap there. Where's the pace? We got a car down pit road. That's Owen Miles in the 80 car. Was involved in our first incident of the day. He's been in and out of pit road for the past several laps at this point. As we're under caution for the second time here today at Colorado. We'll grab you guys after this. Welcome back to the Orion Winter Street Stocks here from Colorado National Speedway. We're about to go back green after our second caution of the day. Currently, Jordan Stout, Braden Carruthers, and John McFadden make up your top three. And here we go, back on the green here in Colorado. So, Trey Smith gets turned by Matthew Burnett. And into the grass he goes. We're still green, no caution. Yellow one car, trying to get back rolling here. As now we're side by side, going into turn 3 and 4 for the lead. Jordan Stout up on the outside, while Carruthers is in the middle. Out into the front stretch. Looks like Jordan Stout that time by led a lap, but Braden Carruthers is in the one with the advantage. Oh, Bradley, leave him up in the air. What a scary impact there on his roof. Narg and Scott, Devin Payment also have damage as we're under caution yet again. Oh my goodness, and this time by Braden Carruthers takes the lead away from Jordan Stout. My goodness, it may be a new year, but these cautions still keep on coming. But anyways, let's take a look at what happened this time. So this is coming off of turn number 4. The field was nearly 5 wide at one point here. So it's like going into turn number 1. Oh, Nargis Scott just taps the 35 and sends him up into the air, bouncing off the wall there. Very, very scary impact there for the 35 Brad Marine. On board for Nargis Scott here. Yep, just tapped him. Oh my god, just sent him up in the air on his roof there for a second. On board for Devin Payment again. Oh my goodness, and nowhere to go there. The 88 car was also involved in the first accident today. Definitely got a lot more damage here. Anyways, Braden Carruthers leads the field once again as we're under caution for the third time here today. Welcome back to the Winter Street Stocks here from Colorado. We're about to go back green after our third caution today. Currently, Braden Carruthers, Jordan Stout, and Matthew Hill make up the top 3. The lap car hoodlum there is on the inside, and as the pace car goes back down the grass, we're back on the green. And hopefully we can stay green this time. Great start there for Braden Carruthers off of turn 2 and into the back straightaway as Jordan Stout there side by side of hoodlum. Looks like he will clear the 3 car into 3, while Braden Carruthers off of turn number 4 will lead lap number 20. Carruthers, of course, won the pole, trying to, of course, win the race to become the first ever driver to win in both the Summer Series and Winter Series. There's T.S. Meter there in third, replacing the recently suspended Joe T. Good debut for him so far. So I got a battle for fourth now between Matthew Hill and John McFadden. Random J trying to work on Johnny Hernandez there for 6. Mattiello there side by side with John Fredrickson for 8th, my bad. With Richard Herman right behind him in the 95. Herbert Solomon still in the top 15 there despite being involved in the first accident today. I'm back in lap number 1. Kellen Baker, the Summer Series champion, there side by side with Ryan Wilson. Or Brendan Beal side by side with Sean Ard there with Jason Albert trying to make it 3 wide there. Not too bad of a rebound for 48 car who had an issue before the race even began during the pace laps. Fortunately did not go a lap down because of that caution, and still in the race in one piece so far. Alex Casstevens there in 18th, kind of a mediocre run so far. Last week's winner Devin Payment there side by side with Trey Smith, who was spun on earlier in the race, suffering damage as Owen Miles pulls right in front of Trey Smith there, 3 wide. Back in the field there, Keyshawn Richardson also pulled in front of people. He's coming back down pit road. The pit road glitch apparently happened to him as well. But Braden Carruthers is still leading here. And currently 2 cars so far out of the race. Brad Ream in the 35 and Matthew Burnett in the 4. As well as multiple cars being lapped down, including Hoodlum, Narg, and Scott. David Johnson, and of course Owen Miles in the 80 car. On board now with Jordan Stout in the 11, trying to chase down the 77. Jordan Stout coming off a pretty disappointing performance at Bowman Gray. Was involved in the first caution ever in the Winter Street Stocks. Ended up finishing 25th in that race. As we cut to a quick flyby at the field. Currently the gap between Brady Carruthers and Jordan Stout is about 0.6 of a second. And as Carruthers comes back to lead lap number 30, it's a good time to go Winter Street Stocks, crank it up. Lap number 37 is 60. Brady Carruthers still leads the field. Jordan Stout still behind him in second by over half a second. And TS Media making his Winter Series debut, currently in third. Taking a look at some of the cars here in the tail end of the lead lap. There's Nathan Barrett, Herbert Solomon, Trey Smith. There's William there, he's already a lap down there. Devin Payment, Alex Casstevens side by side there with Matthew Hill for the 13th spot. Matthew Hill actually started back in third. Fell 10 positions after that restart. Since that restart. As we now go back to the leader here in the 77 car of Brady Carruthers, as he completes lap number 40 of 60. About 21 laps to go. Now, of course, if Brady Carruthers does win this race, we'll not only make it 2 in a row for Spound Biffa Racing, but also be the first ever driver to win both the Winter Street Stocks and Summer Series, coming down to 20 laps to go. Carruthers there pulling away off of turn 4. He is catching up a little bit to David Johnson, who was already 2 laps down. We'll just have to wait and see if Carruthers does catch up to him. We'll just have to wait and see if it will play a factor for this race, for the race for the win. Jordan Stout there in second, having a good run here so far. Definitely much better than his 25th place finish last week at Bowman Gray. Once again, TSBD in third, taking over for the recently suspended Joe T. Again, a really great debut for that 9 team this week. There's a lap car, Keyshawn Richards, coming in and out of pit road. Has that pit road glitch there. John McFadden currently in 4th of his car, and our teammate Random J behind him in 5th. Good runs for the most part for all the Atlanta Motorsport cars, as all their cars besides Keyshawn Richardson are instead the top 5. Dan Mattiello there currently in 6th, not too bad of a run for him there. Richard Herman in 7th, also a good run for him after last week's blunder. John Fredrickson currently in 8th. Ryan Wilson in 9th. Johnny Hernandez in 10th. Sean Arnott in 11th. Kellen Baker in 12th, pretty mediocre run for the Summer Series champion. Alex Casstevens in 13th. Devin Payman in 14th. Jason Albert in 15th, who had that issue before the race even began during the pace laps. Not too bad of a rebound for him. There's Nargan Scott, who's 2 laps down currently. Ryan Benjamin in 16th. And there's Matthew Hill all the way down to 17th. Again, after restarting 3rd. I don't know what's going on with that 90 car. Just clearly an issue. There's Nathan Baird and Trey Smith. Brendan Beal in 20th. Herbert Solomon currently the last car on the lead lap, with Hoodle being the first car 1 lap down. Nargan Scott, as I mentioned, 2 laps down. While Owen Miles and Keyshawn Richardson are both 16 laps down. With the 4 car Matthew Burnett and the 35 of Bradley Lee currently out of the race. Anyways, lap number 49, a 60 this time by. Carruthers continues to extend his lead, but Jordan Stouts closing in ever so slightly. TS Speeder also closing in a little bit there on the 11 car. Take a look at the gap between all 3 drivers here. As you can see, David Johnson there right behind Hoodlum. As we continue to trail him down here. As this time by, 10 laps to go here from Colorado. As Carruthers continues to hold on, continues to pull away from both the 11 and 9. .6 of a second currently the gap. Was on board once again of Jordan Stout. Trying to gain some ground there in the 77. He's probably hoping at this point he catches up to that lap car, as long as it doesn't really affect him. Now coming down to lap number 54, 7 laps to go this time by. '80 car once again pulling in front of the 77. I'm not really sure if that really slowed him down a little bit there. As we come to 6 laps to go. So the gap closed in ever so slightly, by a few hundredths of a second. Five laps to go now. John McFadden and Random J closing in ever so slightly, but I don't think it's going to be enough unless something catastrophic happens here to take the win away from the 77. 4 to go. And of course, and as I mentioned, if nothing catastrophic happens, it's been a great performance by both Spina Biffa Racing and Brendan Carruthers. As for the second week in a row, they're going to go to victory lane, as well as having 2 of their cars inside the top 10. 3 laps to go this time by. Stout closing in ever so slightly. Coming down to 2 laps to go, you better hope that 77 car has a major screw up here as the 24 pulls right in front of the 11. Side by side there between the 2 Atlanta Motorsport drivers. 24 goes back down pit road. And coming off of turn 4 this time by. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go here at Colorado. Carruthers is into turns 1 and 2 for the final time. And of course that 77 team won the pole going into this race. Well, was able to back that pole up by leading 47 laps, the most out of anybody in this race. And into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flags in the air. Braden Carruthers will win here at Colorado. Congratulations to Braden Carruthers and Spina Biffa Racing. They are winners today here at Colorado. great performance here so far for Spawn Racing, with by winning back-to-back races here so far, as well as having 2 drivers finish inside the top 10 for the 2nd week in a row. But now, let's take a look at the finishing results and point standings after this race. So here we go. Brandon Carruthers finishes first. Again, a very, very dominant performance by that 77 team here today. Spawn so far look like the team to beat here in the Winter Street Stocks. See if anyone can hold a candle to them next week. Anyways, Jordan Stout finishes second. Good run there for the Atlanta Motorsports driver, leading 13 laps, so he gets some bonus points here today. TS Media in his debut race finishes third. Again, a very, very impressive performance by the 9 team here today. John McFadden finishes fourth. 2nd week in a row, he's finished inside the top 5. His car owner teammate Random J finishes right behind him in 5th. First top 5 for the 53 here in the Winter Street Stocks. Dan Mattiello finishes 6th. 2nd week in a row, he's finished inside the top 10. Richard Herman finishes 7th. Definitely a great rebound from after last week's blunder at Bowman Gray, finishing 27th that race. John Fredrickson finishes 8th. Good rebound also from Bowman Gray. Ryan Wilson, another top 10 for him, finishes 9th. And Johnny Hernandez, another driver who gets 2 consecutive top 10s here in the Winter Street Stocks, will round off the top 10 here today at Colorado. So here we go. And now for the point standings. John McFadden takes over the points lead with 79 points for Atlanta Motorsports. So those 2 top 5s definitely helping him out here in the points. Johnny Hernandez trails by 1 point in 2nd place. Devin Payment still well in the points lead battle in 3rd, trailing by 2. Dan Mattiello up to 4th, minus 5 points. 5th is Brandon Carruthers, has actually moved 15 spots after this win, so wins definitely mean a lot here in the Winter Street Stocks. Random J up to 6th, another driver who moved quite a bit in the points, moving up by 6 positions. Kellen Baker still in 7th in points, trailing by 10, alongside Ryan Wilson in 8th, also trailing by 10. Nathan Barrett down to 9th in points, and running off the top 10 is John Fredrickson. So next up, race number 3, we head to Stafford Speedway, the half-mile track in Stafford Springs, Connecticut, for the Weldon 200. Dale Brandon's channel next Saturday will be the first Saturday race of the Winter Street Stocks, January 9th. So definitely going to be a good one here. But as always, thank you all for watching this race. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And have a happy and safe New Year's.